In today's Roblox Grow A Garden video, we are going to be attempting to get every single mutation on the brand new FIREWELL seed. Now, this thing is actually one of the new rarest seeds in Roblox Grow A Garden. It has a 0.5% chance to be got, and we actually got it here within like, I think 20 seed packs. So we did pretty good. We did pretty good today. The other thing about this video today is that we actually got a lot of the mutations done because we were AFK during the admin events. We did get Meteoric, Tempestuous. We also got Plasma, Disco, and we got some admin ones, of course, like Alien Light, Light Cycle, all sorts of mutations, which will save us some time on using some of our pets today. So that should help us a lot. And we're going to get probably one of the best FIREWELLs you've ever seen in Grow A Garden. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and place my FIREWELL down right here. And then we're also going to go ahead and use some of our sugar apple seeds here. We do have sugar apples spawned over here, but we're going to go ahead and actually plant some new ones since those have tons of mutations on them. And with that, we're going to spawn in our apple gazelle pet, and we're also going to spawn in our mandrakes. What we're going to go ahead and do now is hit the grow all button on my main account here so we can get those sugar apples to grow in, and also our FIREWELL. All right, and there we go. So here is the new FIREWELL. These are actually pretty tiny, so we are going to pick these up and we're going to actually grow them in a second. But first, we're going to attempt to get the warp mutation with our apple gazelle. He's already boosted, so let's go ahead and pick up some of these sugar apples here. Surprisingly, we did not get the warp mutation from that, so let's go ahead and grow all again and then try that again. Sometimes this happens, but we should be able to get it within the next grow all or two grow alls. Let's see. Bro, why are we actually not getting the warp mutation? Usually we get it pretty quickly. Do they nerf this guy? I don't know. Seems to be about the same percent chance. All right, let's keep trying. All right, we're still not getting it, dude. I don't know what's going on here. Just making sure we didn't get it like on anything else. Like maybe it's bugging out or something, but I don't see it on anything. So I think we're just having an issue here. All right, well, I guess I'll keep trying. Just give me a minute here. We should be able to get it in a second. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. Finally, we got the warp mutation to spread to one of our plants here. So it's on one of our sugar apples that's already established. So, all right, it just took a couple of tries today. Usually we get a lot faster, but our luck today, I guess, is just not very good. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these up then, now that we're done with these sugar apples. All right, and let's go ahead and pick up our apple gazelle, and then let's go ahead and get our mandrake seeds ready here with an advanced sprinkler and some watering cans. We're going to go ahead and place a couple of these down and try to get the rot mutation done real quick. All right, there we go. We got the rot mutation to spread over here to one of our sugar apples. So that mutation is now done, and we can go ahead and pick up the rest of these mandrakes and get started with the actual plant here. All right, let me go ahead and sell all this stuff that's in my inventory, get rid of these real quick, and let's pick up our mandrakes and let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our mooncats here, at least 7 of them. People were saying they nerfed the mooncats, but actually the mooncats just had a bug and they fixed it in this update. So now our mooncat should actually work correctly. We're gonna spawn in a triceratops to help speed up the growth, and let's go ahead and pick up all these FIREWELLs here, and let's go ahead and get our sprinklers down on this FIREWELL plant. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Grandmaster sprinkler here, Master sprinkler, our Godly sprinkler, Advanced, and Basic. There we go. And I believe this is an autumn plant, so we don't have any fall sprinklers on this account. Let me go grab one on my main account real quick, and then we'll throw that in the mix. All right, there we go. We have a maple sprinkler added from our main account now, and now we should be able to get some pretty big FIREWELLs here, and it's growing actually pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this right here and see if our mooncats will help boost this. There's a couple of them here, so hopefully that'll help give us a little bit of a mooncat boost. But now that we have all of our sprinklers down and we have our mooncats, we should be able to get a pretty big FIREWELL, and then we can start getting all the mutations added to this thing. And we'll also get all of these extra admin mutations moved over to it as well. So we're gonna have a really expensive FIREWELL today. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite these just so when we attempt to get the rainbow mutation done, we don't have to worry about these converting to rainbow over here, although we have a lot of these things that are mutated like crazy. So I'm gonna have to favorite like everything over here. All right, I got some more mooncats sleeping. We have a couple of them up here. Let me move this over here because there's like 3 of them right there, and then hopefully we get a pretty big one to grow in. These 2 are decent, but they're not as big as we definitely could get it. Can I move this, please? All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and look through here, make sure we get everything favorited so we don't pick anything up. There are so many sugar apples in here that we're gonna have to favorite and make sure are safe. All right, sorry, I'm multitasking here, but I'm gonna keep moving this into the pile of mooncats to try and get a big FIREWELL to grow in. This dude is hitting the sugar apples. That doesn't really help us out, but sure, thanks, man. All right, so I'm gonna wait for a big firewall to grow, and I'm gonna keep favoriting all these sugar apples because there's actually so many. Once we get a pretty big firewall to grow in, we'll come back, get rainbow on it, and then start getting all the mutations. There's just so many plants today. The admin event really is slowing me down because there's so many things I gotta favorite, and I'm gonna have to unfavorite all of them later. So just give me a minute. I'm gonna come back once we have a big firewall and all this is favorited to save some time. All right, so we are back, and we actually got blessed today because we got rainbow firewalls, and also these things grew way bigger than I thought they were going to. So yeah, this one that's actually the biggest one is surprisingly rainbow, so we don't have to go through the whole process of waiting for our butterfly to do its magic on it. So that's actually crazy that we got a rainbow on our first try, and I just spent all that time favoriting all of our fruits so the butterfly wouldn't eat it and eat all the mutations and move them over here. So we actually got really lucky, but now I have to sit here and unfavorite all of them. But I'll do that in a little bit when we're gonna get ready for our spinos. But anyways, yeah, so we have our big firewall here. It is already rainbow, which saves us some time, so we don't have to sit here and wait for the queen bee to cool down our butterfly and do all that stuff. So we're good with that. We can go ahead and actually start getting some mutations applied to this thing right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and look through my sprays here. I do need to get pollinated on this. We're gonna put that. We do have chocolate actually added over there, and windstruck is actually in the mix over here as well. We have tempestuous on plenty of fruits, so we can save those today. We are gonna go ahead and put a honey sprinkler down though and add this onto there so we can get the honey glaze mutation. There we go. And then on our main account here, we're going to add the glimmering spray, the cloud touch spray, and the luminous spray. And we also just had our main account's Kitsune apply the chakra mutation in one of the sugar apples over here, or the carrots. So that's an extra mutation done as well. But there we go. Now we have some extra mutations added to our firewall. It looks all beautiful and shiny. But we have 6 mutations on there from sprays, and we are good to go with that. We also don't need verdant, which I would normally spray that, but we already have the verdant mutation applied over here on one of our sugar apples, so we are fine, and we can save the verdant spray as well today. So yeah, a lot of our work was done from the admin events, which is actually crazy. So I am going to go ahead though and spawn in a carrot seed right here, and we're going to use our main account to spray the carrot with the shocked mutation spray. Okay, there we go. And now that we have a shocked carrot here, we can go ahead and spawn in our Raiju, and he is going to eat this carrot and then apply the static mutation around the area to maybe the sugar apples or our firewell, or maybe some more carrots, because I am going to place a couple more down here. So that way we can get the static mutation, and that will be used for storm charge or maelstrom later. Since he spawned in, we can go ahead and start getting all of our guaranteed mutation pets done and out of the way as well. So let's go ahead and spawn in our golden goose so we can get a fortune egg set. And let me just go through the mix here. We need our phoenix, so we can get the flaming mutation done. We don't need our pterodactyl because we already have tempestuous. We don't need glimmering spray because we already have the glimmering spray applied, or the luminous spray. We don't need that as well because we have that spray. We're gonna spawn in the cockatrice though for the toxic mutation. We do need our corrupt kitsune for the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutation today. I believe we actually need some jackalopes because we did not get the sandy mutation applied to anything from what I've seen. So we're gonna spawn in 2 jackalopes. We don't need our peach wasp today, so we can save that. We do need our lemon lion to get the brain rot mutation done, so we're spawning him in. And I'm just trying to go down the list because my brain's just not working today, dude. There's so many mutations that we already got, so my head is just like not there. So I'm trying to remember like what we need because everything's kind of mixed today. It's different from our normal arrangement of pets. So let's wait for these pets to get done, get these mutations, and then we'll swap out with some new ones. But I'm gonna make sure I get all my other guaranteed-ish pets done. All right, I think we're good. I think I have everything ready in my hotbar now that I need to for our guaranteed pets. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and boost these jackalopes. So that one's already boosted, but I'm gonna boost this one. We're gonna get the sandy mutation done. Once sandy's done, we're actually gonna spawn in our swan and our badger so we can get cracked and we can get graceful done. And then I'm gonna also need a couple more toys so I can boost some of these other guaranteed pets, get them done a little bit faster. So I'm gonna gift myself some more pets. I mean, some more toys. Bro, I literally can't think today. My brain is like completely fried. I'm sorry, dude. This is not my normal mutation video. All right, there's so much going on today. My head hurts. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and boost the Raiju as well to save some time there. And let's just see if we can get the jackalopes done and get sandy. Once we get sandy, we could swap out with 2 of these guys down here. Failed. What about the other one? Failed. All right, we're gonna wait a little bit here to get sandy. I'm gonna give myself some more toys, so we'll be back in just a minute and we'll see what mutation we get done next. So I'll be right back. All right, we are good. I got some toys and some of our pets are going to apply their mutation. So we're gonna have the lemon lion give us the brain rot mutation, and we can swap him out for our swan. And we're gonna also boost some of these other guys. So let's boost the phoenix to get him done and out of the way. Let's boost the cockatrice to get him out of the way. And we can also boost the golden goose, and that should save us a couple minutes for those guys. Nice. And our jackalopes are still trying to apply sandy, so hopefully we can get that done pretty quickly. All right, but yeah, first pet to give us a guaranteed mutation today is the lemon lion. He has a pretty quick cooldown, so that saves us some time here. We can swap him out. All right, there we go. We have the brain rot mutation applied to a sugar apple, so he is done with his job. Pick him up, and we're gonna actually replace him with the swan, because the swan is the next guaranteed mutation. We get graceful every 5 minutes, so that will help us out there. And Phoenix is going next. We got the flaming mutation on a bunch of our sugar apples, and I think some of our carrots. So Phoenix is done. We can get rid of him. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace the Phoenix with, I guess, the giant badger, so we can get the crack mutation done since he goes pretty quickly. I'm also gonna get some more carrot seeds ready, so when we spawn in our kappas, we can get bloodlet done a little bit faster. All right, so our Raiju will be next, and then our cockatrice, but our Raiju will eat this shock carrot and then apply static to a ton of stuff, probably just our other carrots since we have so many spawned in now. And then once he's done, I guess I'll replace him with the kappas, or maybe the grizzly bears next, so we get fall done. And then hopefully these jackalopes hurry up, bro, and give us sandy. We got to get these guys out of the way, dude. But oh, our giant badger will be done as well with the Raiju, and then also our cockatrice. So we'll have some more spots. We can throw some grizzly bears in here, the kappas, and get those mutations done. But all right, Raiju, come eat the shock carrot, buddy. Don't eat. I hope I didn't forget to favorite something over there. He's gonna eat that. All right, good. I think we're good. He's targeting. Uh-oh. What did he just eat? Bro, you just ate one of my good carrots, I think. Or actually, no, I think he ate it from a apple that I didn't favorite, because these are all favorited. All right, well, that's fine. We got static done. I don't even know what he just ate, bro. There's so many mutations. My head hurts. All right, and we just got toxic done on some more carrots. I believe this one. Did this one just get toxic on it? One of these I thought just got toxic done. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But the jackalope did just apply sandy as well. And then our badger is going to apply the crack mutation to a bunch of stuff, which he just did to this one. So we are good. All right, so Raiju's done. Cockatrice is done. Jackalopes are done because we just got sandy, and badgers done with cracked. So we are good. We just got a bunch of mutations done out of the way. I am going to move. I don't know what carrots we got toxic on, so I'm just going to throw this one over here. And we just got 24 fruits with the cracked mutation, bro. We didn't even need that many, but thanks for your service, I guess. That works. I'm going to pick up some of these carrots to get them out of the way. We actually did get cracked directly on our firewell, so we really don't need cracked on anything else. I might as well just pick up all these extra carrots that we have them on. There we go. Just move everything out of the way. There we go. So we're good with that. We got these guys done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my grizzly bears now because we need to get the fall mutation done. The grizzly bears are going in. Let's go ahead and spawn the kappas in as well so we can get bloodlet done. We'll spawn in 2 kappas here, get us bloodlet done pretty quick. And then we're also gonna go ahead and just get our gnome out of the way since we have quite a lot of gnomes here. He's got a pretty high % chance to get the gnome mutation done. And then after we get these guys done, we'll do our chicken zombies, and then we'll be ready for our AFK setup, which should be pretty easy today since we got a lot of the AFK mutations done already. We just need our Spinos to work in overtime today because there's so many mutations they got to move over, dude. Oh, wait, let me go ahead and boost the swan again. I didn't realize he was not boosted anymore, but that will give us the graceful mutation. And then our golden goose is also going to give us a fortune egg. Oh, thank you. You're placing it right next to our Spino platter. Thanks for your service. You'll enjoy your scrambled eggs. All right, I'm gonna pick up the golden goose now. Let's get the graceful mutation done from our swan. All right, we got to apply to a sugar apple, so one of these have graceful on them now. So the graceful is done. We can pick up our swan, and now we have 2 extra pet slots. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some chicken zombies to work on them to get the zombified mutation done and out of the way. And once we get pretty much all these pets done, then we'll be ready for our AFK setup. So I'm gonna wait around. I'm gonna boost the grizzly bears here just to help them out, and then we're gonna wait around, see what mutations we get next, and work towards that AFK setup so we can just get everything applied to our firewall. All right, so our Krupp Kitsune is ready. Let's see if we get Foxfire Krupp Chakra. Okay, we got regular chakra on a bunch of stuff, including a sugar apple and some carrots, so we can go ahead and pick up these carrots since it's on a sugar apple over there with our other stuff. But yeah, there we go. All right, so Krupp Chakra is done. We can go ahead and pick up our Krupp Kitsune. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them, I guess, with our Spriggan so we get bloom done, and I'll save some time. And then once our grizzly bears are done, we'll replace these with some more chicken zombies so we can make sure we get zombified done and out of the way. I think we're good. So now we just gotta wait for our kappas to give us bloodlet, our grizzly bears to give us fall, and then our gnome just failed, but we'll wait to try and get gnomed. And once our Spriggan gives us bloom, which should be pretty easy, we can go ahead and get some more chicken zombies in here, or just get ready for our AFK setup. Now, because we have so many of the mutations done today already, our AFK setup will probably be a lot smaller today, so we'll have to do the junk bot, of course, Krupp Scarlet, Tranquil Scarlet, Griff Dolphin, and then just the spaghetti slots. But we will have about 3 slots open for Spinosauruses. So whenever we get started on that, we can get 3 of our Spinos ready, and then they can just start moving everything over to our Firewell already, which will be really helpful. And hopefully we can get the Firewell with all the mutations done within a couple hours. But yeah, this thing is about to be actually crazy and maybe even maxed out. We might have almost all the mutations on it today, like actually. So this will be an interesting one. This thing better be worth a lot of money. You better make us proud, Firewell. All right, so one of our grizzly bears finally just applied the fall mutation to one of our sugar apples. I don't know. There's so many sugar apples, dude, with so many mutations, but it's in there somewhere. But our grizzly bears are completed. They are done. So with that, I'm going to actually go ahead and spawn in a... not that, but I'm going to spawn in another chicken zombie, and I'm going to spawn in my queen bee to help with some of these cooldowns so we can get the rest of these pets done, and then we'll get ready for our AFK grind pets. But our first 2 chicken zombies here are almost done with their cooldown, so I'm going to go ahead and boost them and see if we can get the zombified mutation out of the way, and hopefully we can, because that would help us a lot, so we can get moving along, and then we could just get the bloodlet mutation done, gnome done, and bloom, and then we could be ready for our AFK grind. I mean, we really don't need to get these guys. We can actually just include in our AFK grind, but it's easier if we get them done now. So there's less to look around for later in the mix of a million mutations. But fall's at least done. We're going to see if we get the rest of these done. Hopefully we can get zombified done in the next 2 minutes, and we'll check back if we get it applied. If not, we're going to wait until we get something applied. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so my Kappas just went crazy, applied wet to a bunch of our carrots, and we finally got a bloodlet carrot done from our Kappas. So we can go ahead and pick up these guys here, and we can go ahead and move this bloodlet carrot into the mix over here. And dude, my Spinos are about to eat real good. There's so many mutations for them to eat over here. They're gonna be sick to their stomachs. I mean, I'm sick to my stomach just looking at all these. They're gonna have to unfavorite everything over here. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of these extra carrots here that have mutations on them to get some of the mutations that we don't need out of the way. And then with that, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some more for our Spriggan to have an easier time, and some of our other pets, and that should be good. Now, hopefully we get Gnome done, and hopefully we can get Bloom done. I'm going to boost our Spriggan there to get him out of the way. But since we have 2 extra pet slots, I am going to spawn in another chicken zombie in the mix. Actually, I'm going to spawn in 2 more chicken zombies in the mix, just so we can hopefully get the zombified mutation done and out of the way. And then once we get that done, hopefully we can get Bloom and Gnome done as well. That'd be very helpful. All right, our Spriggan should easily apply the Bloom mutation in just a second. There's so many carrots next to him. I don't think he can fail this. There's no way he fails this, right? And just to make sure, I'm going to actually throw some more carrots over here. Actually, he should be fine. Look at him. Yeah, there we go. There's plenty. All right. So we got some Bloom done on carrots here. I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, and we'll pick up a couple of these since we got like 4 of them done there. All right. I'm going to pick up this Bloom carrot here, move it into our platter. There we go. And our Spriggan is done. So now we really just have to focus on our chicken zombies giving us zombified. And if the gnome can give us gnomed, that would be nice as well. But I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another. Actually, we already spawned in all of our chicken zombies. So I'm going to spawn in a mimic octopus to help mimic the chicken zombies just in case. So we have all these opportunities to get the zombified mutation done. And as soon as we have it done, we're going to move on to our AFK setup, get the rest of our pets done while the Spinos transfer everything over to our Firewell and have the ultimate Firewell and Grow a Garden. Hopefully this thing is worth it and worth a lot of money. Hey, thank you so much for that. More chakra. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and keep unfavoriting all of our sugar apples. I already unfavorited a bunch of them, but that way our Spinos will be ready to munch them down and hopefully move the mutations over to our Firewell. All right, we finally got the gnomed mutation done and applied to a sugar apple, so we're good to go. Now, I realized that we can actually just get ready for our AFK setup. Like, we could have just been doing it already, but I wanted to try to get those 2 done so we had more spots for Spinos to get all this moved over to our Firewell. But I think we're honestly fine, but I'm going to go ahead and just see real quick if we do get the zombified mutation from our chicken zombie here. If we don't, then that's fine. We're going to go ahead and just go forward with doing our AFK setup. But let's just real quick see if Shano here will give us our zombified mutation. If so, that'll be a little bit better because we'll have a little bit more space for some Spinos. But let's just see our luck. Let's see if we're lucky enough today to get this done. Bro, that scared the heck out of me. That was so loud for a second there. It made me jump. Tornadoes are scary. All right, Shano, come on. Let's get zombified so we have some more space for AFKing with Spinos, please. All right, failed. All right, I don't like you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the other chicken zombies we have here then. And I mean, I guess I could boost these two just for an extra chance. I'll see if I get zombified, but if not, we're gonna go down to just one. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get the rest of our AFK pets spawned in. So we're gonna use the junk bot to get the oil mutation, corrupted scarlet for corrupt, tranquil scarlet for tranquil, griffin for cyclonic, and then we can get maelstrom and storm charge, and the aromatic spaghetti sloth, so we can get the aromatic mutation, of course, that it has on it. But then we get sauce, pasta, and meatball to get the spaghetti mutation, and that is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and also spawn in our first mega spinosaurus here, so it can start eating away at mutations and moving them over to our firewell. And we're gonna just see if we get zombified done. If we do, we're gonna spawn in 2 more spinos, but if we don't, we're gonna go ahead and just pick up one of these chicken zombies and spawn in an extra spino to replace one of these. But we'll see if we get it done. I'll be right back in 2 minutes to see if we get zombified done. All right, well, we did just get a frost event, which will probably ruin our chance to get ceramic done, but oh well, because our firewall here just got frozen. But let's see if we get zombified. Maybe failed. What about you, Bella? Come on, Bella, please. Failed. All right, they both failed. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up one of them, then that's fine. And we're gonna go ahead and just spawn in another mega spinosaurus here, and then once we come back, when we get a couple mutations done, we'll spawn in these other 2 spinos to help, but that will at least get things moving along so we get everything added to our firewall. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these carrots then, since these chicken zombies are failing us, and we're just gonna get all these out of the way so there's less mutations to worry about, or at least less mutated carrots for our spinos to eat off of, so they just focus on the fruits with actual mutations on them that we need. And there we go. We are now officially set up for our AFK setup, so we gotta wait to get zombified, oil, corrupt, tranquil, cyclonic, and then the 4 that the spaghetti sauce has, aromatic, sauce, pasta, and meatball. And we're gonna wait for all those spinos. Will start moving everything over to our firewell, and we should come back to a maxed out firewell, and hopefully it'll be worth some good money. So yeah, let's go ahead and AFK and let our spinos eat away. All right, so we just got back from AFKing. We let all of the rest of our pets get their mutations done, and we let all of our spinos actually move those mutations to our firewell. And now we're looking at this firewell with literally 49 mutations on this thing. But if we separate these things, we have even more than 49 mutations. So cosmic would bring us to about 50 mutations, spaghetti 52 mutations, abyssal would be about 53 mutations, infernal would bring us up to about, I think, 55, 56 mutations. I believe about 56 because there's a lot in that infernal mutation. So frozen would be at 57 mutations, paradisal 58 mutations, gloom 59 mutations, maelstrom would bring us to about 61 mutations, harmonized chakra 62 mutations, corrosive 63 mutations, and that is about it. So yeah, we'd be at about 63 mutations with this firewall with everything spread out. So this is definitely one of our most mutated plants. We pretty much have gotten every single mutation in Grow a Garden on this firewall. I guess the only ones we really didn't get is like ascended chakra, and we still need to try to get amber on it. But this thing is literally insane and has so many mutations. It better be worth a lot of money, dude. All right, but without further ado, I'm gonna actually use a magnifying glass on this thing first to see the value of it with all these mutations on it, and then we're going to attempt to use our raptors to get the amber mutation and see if the value will go any higher if we do get amber on it. So without further ado, we're gonna use my magnifying glass in 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, so with all of these mutations on this thing is actually only worth 2 trillion. Don't forget that this thing actually has Dawnbound on it and some of the best mutations on it, like Cosmic and Abyssal. And it's only at 2 trillion, dude. That is actually crazy. I expected this to be way more because it has this many mutations on it. And this is one of the new rarest fruits in the game. We've gotten better valued fruits from stuff in the seed shop. So that's actually kind of insane that it's only worth 2 trillion. Let's see if we can get amber on it though, and see if we can get it to be valued at a bigger amount. Now this thing might have actually been worth more if it was a bigger firewall, but we did get a lot of mutations on it, and it is still pretty big. So for this only being 2 trillion, I honestly did expect more, but let's go ahead and see if we can top it off by getting the amber mutation. All right, and we did not get the amber mutation. So we're just going to be at the 2 trillion value mark, which is honestly, I mean, it isn't bad, but for how much we did here, I feel like that we got kind of ripped off, maybe. Just like, look at this thing. But I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently about it. Let me know down in the comments below if you think the firewall is worth it, if you think it was worth all of these mutations. Also drop a like on this video, subscribe for some more mutation videos like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.